Earlier today, House Democratic leader Hakeem Jeffries appointed Valley Congressman Ruiz to serve as ranking member of the Select Subcommittee on the coronavirus pandemic. I interviewed Congressman Dr. Ruiz today about his new role and also he's putting the spotlight on the Salton Sea. Congressman Ruiz, today you were appointed the ranking member of the Select Subcommittee on the coronavirus pandemic. Your reaction and what does that mean?
Well, I'm very honored to have been selected by the Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries to really be the lead Democrat on the Select Committee on COVID and our government's response to it. It means that I will be what they call the ranking member. I will lead the Democrats in this committee. I've spoken to Chairman Dr. Brad Wenstrup, who I have a great relationship with, and we're committed to working in a bipartisan way. I am focused on making sure that we take a scientific, evidence-based approach to problem solving, to really develop lessons learned, things that work, things that didn't, in order to give great recommendations so we can protect our nation from future pandemics.
Some of the Republicans on the subcommittee are very far right. For example, Marjorie Taylor Greene, who has a complete different perspective, of course, than you do in terms of the pandemic. How do you plan to work with these folks?
You know, I'm going to work with everybody and ensure that we really take that scientific approach. I am going to focus on putting people above politics. I'm going to take what I know best, and what I do best is a doctor's approach to problem solving and finding solutions. And that's what I'm going to stay focused on.
Do you anticipate there'll be any challenges?
You know, I'd rather be optimistic and say that I anticipate that the chairman and I are going to work together closely on this issue, and that I will make sure that we focus our comments based on the science, on things that work. And we have a plethora of examples of things that work here in the Coachella Valley that I also am going to elucidate, because in any public health crisis, you always have to look after the vulnerable populations. And you always have to have an equity approach in order to save the most lives that you can possibly save. And so that was something good that the Biden administration has done with the Justice 40 initiative, and the way that our community, starting with volunteers in medicine, taking the vaccine and testing out into the homeless, and then with a conglomerate of nonprofits in the county, and the Desert Healthcare District organizing within the communities to take the vaccines into the hardest hit, hardest to reach areas. And that's a public health model that I will definitely intend to highlight.
Something else you've been highlighting recently during a congressional hearing, the Salton Sea, and your thoughts on lithium.
Well, you know, here's the issue on lithium is that it is a critical mineral that we need for national security and for our renewable energy infrastructure development goals. We have aggressive plans and monies that are going into developing electrical vehicle charging stations. We need to convert our energy use away from fossil fuels into renewable energy, and we need a place to store them. So we need batteries. Now, right now, we're dependent on China for the majority of our batteries and our lithium. We know that puts us in a insecure position. We also know that we have the 5th largest lithium deposit underneath the Salton Sea. We can use the lithium, convert it to battery grade, make our batteries, which is very important in our communities, and then also be the 2nd largest lithium exporting nation. But this is important, Peter, because there has been inertia around the Salton Sea for decades and decades and decades. And I will use any opportunity we can to tie the economic opportunity, which I've always viewed the Salton Sea from a challenge and an opportunity for geothermal as well as lithium development, into a solution for the public health crisis and the receding of the Salton Sea shoreline. There is a lot of momentum right now around lithium. I want to make sure that we maintain the momentum and the focus on the public health, as well as local community benefits. I have told the president, I have told the different secretaries of energy, the secretary of commerce, that extracting lithium for the benefit of these companies without local benefits is exploitation, and I'm not down with exploitation.
All right, Congressman Ruiz, we appreciate your time. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you.